Hello there, welcome to Vandiana Gaming. I am Vandiana, and as you can see by the screen, this is my Battlefield 4 complete breakdown. I just want to point out now that we are yet to see the beta come out, so there is still information to be released, and maybe things will change. But I want to get this video out, and it's going to be a very long video, so to save you having to watch the whole thing, there will be annotations, as you see on the screen, in the description below with little timestamps, and you can just skip to the certain bits you would like to see. So yeah, here we go. Enjoy the video, guys. So the first thing I'm going to get into is the graphics in Battlefield 4. As you can see on the screen right now, it's amazing. I took a few screenshots and you're going to see some footage in a second. It's just Frostbite 3. It looks incredible, especially for PC. If you guys are on PC, if you're on Xbox, PS3, it's still going to be good. Just to get Frostbite 3 is on all platforms, but as everybody knows, PC gets much better graphics out of it. So that's going to be good. Okay, on to the next thing, which is Levolution. And a lot of people have been talking about Levolution. It's a very big part of Battlefield 4, and as you can see, it is completely game changing. As you saw just there, you can blow up parts of the map to create different ways to get places, grenades, and then lock the door so they're stuck, car alarms, metal detectors. As this is a brilliant clip there. It's amazing. He just turns off the lights and then uses an infrared scope. It's brilliant. And here you can see ambient changes like dust coming in, starts raining, and then of course there's the massive timed events such as the ship crashing as you're seeing now, or for example, I don't have any footage of it, but there's the massive skyscraper falling down, and it really is just, it changes the game completely as you're about to see here. I made another video on it, so if you just want to see that bit, you can probably just go and watch that video. But like, this is taken directly from the stream. It's a timed event, and it just, you think it's just going to end up like just sitting on the shore. No, it's well, there you go. Buildings collapsed, islands completely fucked. Okay, so that's Levolution and graphics covered. On to the next bit. Okay, next up is Suppression in Battlefield 4. I'm using sniper gameplay because it's mainly, I'm not saying it's just so effective, but it affected snipers the most in Battlefield 3 and kind of ruined it a little bit. So as you can see there, it's almost gone, really. LMGs are pretty much the only gun that can sort of heavily suppress anybody anymore, and there's no more random bullet deviation, so your bullets aren't going to fly off. There's just a bit more scope sway, which only really affects snipers. But as you can see here, he's being fired at, his screen isn't all blurred up, it's pretty good, so suppression has definitely been improved in Battlefield 4, which is brilliant to see. Okay, on to the next point. Okay, here we're going to talk about the map Paracel Storms. It's one of the few maps that has been showed off already. Obviously there are more, but in this one it's a sort of water, I don't want to say water-based, but it's very, it's got a lot of water pits in it. There's several islands you can move about on. As you see here, there's the attack boats, which I made a video about how they're maybe overpowered, but everybody's going to have their own opinions on that. So it's a very good map. It's very immersive. There's rain starts at some point. I don't think it happens through the entire thing. I may be wrong, but mwah. So we'll just have to see how that goes. There is of course the boat crash, which I mentioned a few moments earlier, and it looks like a very good map. Yeah, especially for the game mode Obliteration, which I will get talking about in a minute. It just seems that the jet skis and the attack boats, and as you see here, the sniping, it just all seems to come together to just make an excellent map. And yes, there's plenty of hiding places. And you see here, I guess he's up on like a tower, top of a building, something like that. So there's still sort of higher up sniping positions, and it looks like a very good game. Sorry, not game, map. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to play on this map. So if you didn't, yeah, on to the next bit. Okay, so let's talk about the new game mode. One of them. This is Obliteration. So there are three bases. Yeah, bases. Each team has three objectives, and basically you need to defend them. Because if you don't, then well, you've lost. So there'll be one bomb that will spawn in a random. Is it random? It might be random. I'll have to check that. But it will spawn in the map, and as you can see here, it's going to be a bloodbath. So it's only one bomb, so everybody's going to be fighting for it. Each team has to fight for it, and then when they get it, they've got to take it to the other team's objective, and boom goes the dynamite. So as you can see, it's when you pick up the bomb, you will be marked on the mini map. You're pretty easy to spot, obviously, because there's a massive red light beaming. Not very good bomb design, if you're asking me. But yeah, you see here, picks up the bomb, boom, he's dead instantly. So you can get into vehicles while holding the bomb. I'm not sure if there's any limitations. I know you can get in a jet ski because there is some footage of that. So maybe it's just light vehicles, but as far as I know, you can definitely get into some vehicles. Um, as to when you're holding it, I think you run like a slightly slower. It's not like going to be a major difference, but you will notice that there is, well, you're carrying something. You can swim with the bomb. They said that in the interview that you can swim with it, and if you die, it will just sort of float in the water. Because yeah, when you die with the bomb, it just drops, and then everybody like scrambles for it. So it's going to be a good game mode. They've only showed it on this map. It's a bit hectic, especially when the bomb has just spawned, but it does look to be like a lot of fun. Yeah, so I'm going to be looking forward to playing this. And as you can see here, the guy jumps into a jet ski. So you can definitely get into some vehicles with the bomb. On to the next point. Okay, so the other game mode in Battlefield 4 that we have been told about is Diffuse. It is basically search and destroy. That's pretty much it. There is, I think, okay. So there's an attacking team and a defending team. There's two bomb sites. So there's the site for defending team to defend, attacking team to attack, obviously. And basically, once you die, you do not respawn. I don't know how revives work. Whether like if you're revived, then like you can be revived, or whether it's not going to be able to, whether you can't revive in it. But like I don't know. I don't know. That's basically the answer. So I can't give you any information on that. I just know that it's being talked about a lot because it's going to be good for esports. Combining this with spectator mode, it's going to be a lot of like search and destroy in Black Ops 2, well, in all the Call of Duties, where they it's a very good esport. It's going to be smaller teams, well, I assume anyway. Because as it is sort of a very competitive game mode, I'm going to guess sort of like 6-on-6 or something like that. I can't picture this with 32 players on each team. Just wouldn't work for me personally. But yeah, we don't know yet, so we'll have to wait and see. I am sorry because I have no gameplay of this, so I just threw in some random gameplay I had of Narshar Canals that I recorded earlier today with the P90 with an infrared, which I've been using a lot lately. I like the infrared. But I'm looking forward to night vision in Battlefield 4, which I will show you about in a minute. So yeah, hang on in there. Okay, so here we're talking about the assault class in Battlefield 4. As you can see on the screen currently, this is, oh, by the way, this is the new layout for customization, and it looks very slick, very polished. It looks brilliant in my opinion. Um, Sorry about that. um, so there's obviously here are the guns you have. You can see there are some popular returning things like the M16. I'm not going to show you everything in here because it would just take too long, so I'll put a link to the description that this video is from, and yeah, so you can take a look for yourselves if you're really interested in. So you see some of the different sights. You can see there's a lot of customization, and they're also split up into close range, medium range, and of course for snipers, long range. So there you can see that Orgay 3 is back and just different weapons, and then they split it up into assault rifles, DMRs, shotguns, carbines, uh, bolt action rifles, as PDW category. So it's all very sort of split up, and yeah, it's very neat, and I like it a lot. Okay, so as you can see here, this not every class does have access to sniper rifles. As you saw there, there was like the SKS and different sniper rifles. So I don't know how I feel about that. We'll see how it goes, but I do think that it should just be the recon class that gets the option of using a sniper rifle. But maybe that's just me. Okay, so there was also a little tweak in to the assault class where they basically got they changed the defibrillator apparently, so it now has a charging time because people got sick of the defibrillator trains, as they were called, like, so you just charge it up and it just keeps it charged. Um, so they've changed that apparently. I haven't seen it in action yet, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so you can see here he's now going to be showing us some of the, well, he's showing us the sights again. Here's some of the attachments. We've got different laser colors. I don't know what that's meant to do. I don't know if they do different things or if it's just, you know, pretty. But yep, so there are different kinds of suppressor too. So yeah, it's very customization friendly. I don't think that's the way to say it, but there are lots of different ways you can customize your gun. So yeah, that looks pretty good, and I see there's different grips. As you can see at the side, you can sort of read what every grip does. I'm not going to be able to do that because that would take literally an hour. But yeah, here, so we're looking at gadgets. So we can see there's still the M320 and the M26 and all their different, um, offspring. That's not the word I wanted to use. But yeah, defibrillator, medic bag. Yeah. And as you can see, maybe below that, there is the knife, which he's going to go on to in a minute. Basically, you can choose what kind of knife you want. See, you can see here now there is the bayonet, there's the normal kind of knives, there's machetes, it's mental. There's so many. So as I said, there's so much customization for people to do now, and yeah, it looks good. Okay, here we have the field upgrades, and as you can read at the side, there's different kind of offensives and different kind of upgrades, and you can sort of customize that to your heart's content. So yeah, this has been the assault class. So here we're looking at the engineer's gadgets. You can take a look at the guns and sights yourself in the description, but the sights and everything is basically the same thing. But yeah, so the gadgets for the engineer class, they have the same things, basically different kind of rockets. You can see the javelin, the stinger, things like that are back. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Although it's always, that's always going to be there really, because everybody loves lock-on. And then you can see we have the EOD bot and the 16A mine. I'm not too sure what the M2 slam is. Looks, well, picture's pretty clear by the look of it. It looks kind of like a thingy, yeah. Like in Claymore, so that'd be pretty good. Okay, that's pretty much it for the engineering class. Again, if you want to look at the guns and different things about any of these classes, click the video in the description. Okay, peace. Okay, so here's the recon class. Unfortunately, they didn't show the gadgets for the support class in this video, so there wasn't a lot different apart from there was some LMGs, but as always you can check out that in the video in the link. So here we're looking at the recon class. So as you can see, there's a lot of different sight options. There is the different kind of reflex. There's a lot of short range scopes. And you see we here going into medium, sort of 3.4 up to 4. It's pretty standard stuff. It's all in Battlefield 3. Then we get into long range, and yeah, things change. We've got a 20 times scope and a ballistic scope, which is 40 times zoom. That's a bit crazy. And then here we have the different accessories. There's so much. There's iron sights, different tactical lights, flashlights, laser sights, more lasers, optical laser sights, green laser sights, and then the rangefinder, and also a variable zoom, which I think I'm quite happy about that actually. I do like using variable zoom in games like Call of Duty. It's quite fun to use, and I think it can help also. And then here we're looking at the gadgets, which as you can see we have C4 and Claymores back, Soulflam, motion sensors, uh, tugs, standard stuff. And then there's obviously a lot more pistols to choose from. I'm happy to see the Magnum and the Rex managed to make it into Battlefield 4, along with the G18, because they're my favorite snipers. So yeah, that's pretty standard stuff, and that's most of the gun classes. So yeah, moving on. Okay, let's talk about some of the vehicles in Battlefield 4. So we're going to be talking about some jets first. So as you can see, the first thing you will notice is that the field of view has been increased majorly. This is good because yeah, you can use first person mode to sort of look around rather than having to switch to press C or whatever you have it bound to go into third person and sort of scan the area. So I think that's a very good change, and I'm glad it's been implemented. Something you just saw there is that the heat seekers are back, so good news, I guess, because I don't use them as much in jets because I'm bad. So I don't usually like position myself quite right to like be able to actually hold the lock on long enough. But yeah, so yeah, so I don't know how I feel about that. I don't really mind it. It gets a bit annoying when you get like pro pilots just like using heat seekers to take out everything. But yeah. Also, there is the 20mm cannon. Don't quote me on that. That might be the wrong cannon, but I know there is a new cannon for jets that you can unlock, which is insanely powerful, and it just like shoots through absolutely everything. Which yeah, seems cool. Hopefully it won't be too overpowered, but until we get on, I think until we get on the beta, you're gonna have to take everything I say here with a pinch of salt, because like we don't know how things are gonna be done. They might be balanced, they might be nerfed, things might be buffed, so we'll just have to see sort of how it goes. Yeah. Okay, that's jets. Okay, let's talk about scout helicopters. In Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, sorry, they have been buffed quite a lot. Not insane. I don't think they're going to be incredibly overpowered or anything, but they have been buffed a fair bit. So the first thing I'm gonna mention is that there is a 25mm cannon, which is pretty good. Um, we definitely didn't have this in Battlefield 3, and I think it's going to be very useful for sort of just tearing up noobs on the ground. And it's definitely going to be helpful for taking out things like tanks, in this case on Paracel Storm's boats, because it's very featured on naval battle. You should see it take out quite a fair few boats in this gameplay. Also, you can't see it in this particular clip, but there is, because he's using the minigun, but when you do use the 25mm cannon, there is a sort of ammo counter. I don't know how it works, because it seems to be a bit funny, but there's kind of, like, you have 30, you have, like, a clip of 30, it's not a clip, it's a helicopter, I know, but, you know, and then, you can actually hold another 30, but, like, when you reload, the 30 that you were holding originally, so like say you have 30 in your gun that you shoot, and then you have a 30 that you're holding. Once you've shot all the original 30, you can see it now, you see, so you have another 30, then he runs out, and so he's going to reload, and it's gone to 0, and now it's back to 30. So I don't know how it works. I guess we'll have to see and wait for some more information on this, but up until now, I'm sorry, I cannot tell you. Okay, so yeah, this helicopter, a few other YouTube said it. I know Choppy BF said it, and I think this is going to be a pretty good vehicle for the map Paracel Storms, and just the game mode Obliteration, sort of in whole, because say everybody's crowding around the bomb, you got your 25mm cannon, boom, everything around you is dead. So yeah, it's going to be pretty fun. Yeah, as you can see, it just absolutely tears everybody apart, and yeah, can't wait to see how this is going to be used in Battlefield 4. So yeah, Scout Helicopters done. Okay, here we have some tank gameplay from Battlefield 4. This is the pre-alpha, I believe, so this may have changed since then, but sorry, so yeah. Again, as you can see, I can't see it, the recording messed up, poo. But there is an ammo counter, just like there was with the helicopter. Damn, that's annoying. There is an ammo counter, just like in the helicopter that I showed a second ago, where basically you have the shell that's in your gun, and then you have 3 others, but then you shoot, so you have 0/3, then you go back and you reload, so you have 1, and then it should be /2, so you've lost a bullet or shell. But no, it seems to just automatically refresh. Again, I don't know how this works, so I am sorry. But as you can see, the tank is pretty destructive. It seems to just be able to plow its way through absolutely anything on this. As you can see now, the bollards that are up here, they're meant to stop vehicles. I don't know if, like, it bugged or what just happened, but, like, he just completely ran straight over them. And in a second, you will continue to see he just knocks out a few pillars, collapses a couple buildings, you know, and that's just casually. So yeah, the tanks seem very strong in Battlefield 4, and as you can see on the, what do they call it? You know, the gun. We'll call it that. The thing that shoots the massive explosive bomb. Yeah, there is a slight camouflage on it. That's because we now have tank like camos. Because customization is a major thing they've gone for in Battlefield 4. There is like tons of new camos for your guns, for your knives, for absolutely everything, including tanks. There might be a few other vehicles too, so like maybe IFVs and different things like that. But I can't confirm that because I absolutely have no idea. But yeah, as you can see on the gun there is a camouflage, so that is just one of the many designs there will be. As you can see there, he just tore out the other tank. He's just going to continue to go along, and I think here it is where he just takes out the pillars on the side. I think the person who filmed this was just sort of thinking he would show off a bit of the destruction in Battlefield 4. This is brought by the Revolution I talked about earlier in the video. Okay, so maybe it wasn't there. That's embarrassing. But I think he does. No, come on, do something. See, he doesn't seem to notice there's a tank shooting at him there. Bit confused, but anyway, he seems happy. So yeah, you see here, this is a bit of it. He just goes and completely mows down an entire fence. Um, yeah, so you basically seem to be able to, as a tank, just do what you want. Kind of like in Battlefield 3, I guess. There's not much you can do to a tank unless you have an RPG, so they kind of just strut around the place. But the evolution has sort of made it much more powerful, and yeah, as you can see, he just decides to walk up some stairs, so tanks can do that now. Cool stuff. Okay, so we're coming to the end of the tank gameplay now, and yeah, we're sort of getting ready to wrap up the video. I think there's a few more things I have to go over. So yeah, if you're interested in that, just stay and watch the rest of the video, or you can always go down to the description and see what it is, and if necessary, skip it. Peace. Hello, and the final one we are talking about today is the Commander mode. Okay, so as you can see on the screen right now, the Commander has the opportunity to use a vehicle scan, Tomahawk missile, an infantry scan, deploy gunship, an EMP UAV, or a scan UAV. So I think it works kind of like this. So at the start of a game, a commander is chosen, and they basically will have this menu. And so as you can see, if they choose to launch a Tomahawk missile, you see here that these blue lines, which are say locking onto different things in the map, that is a Tomahawk missile sort of zoning in, and it's gonna detonate on that point. They also have the ability to drop a vehicle. I think I remember seeing that. It's not in this particular picture, but maybe commanders have different choices. Maybe you can unlock different things with the commander mode along the way. I don't really know for that matter, but there are definitely more things than this that the commander can do. So as you can see, as they sort of unlock different things, like so say in Conquest, I guess it works like so if you unlock say your team captures one of the bases, then maybe they get a new thing unlocked. Maybe it works like that, but I can't be sure. All I know is that it looks pretty fun. I guess sort of it's could open up some sort of opportunities for like trolls to just mess about, like deploy like tanks in random spots if they can do that. I'm still, like I said, I'm not too sure, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so that's been the end of my Battlefield 4 breakdown. As I said at the start of the video, there is more information that we will see, obviously, and everything in this video is still subject to change. So if you're getting to this point, that probably means you've either watched the whole video or just watched the last bit. So yeah, thank you for watching, and if this video has helped you in any way, please don't hesitate to comment, like, and if you haven't already, subscribe. And follow me on Twitter for regular updates on my channel and different things I'm doing. So yeah, I've been Vandiana Gaming. Peace.